Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome back. Sorry.
Hello to
Here we go.
resume.
Resume. How are people?
So anybody who doesn't have tomorrow off, do they say not my President's Day?
Yikes.
A little too edgy for the stream.
You can't talk like that.
Yes, I can. We're restarting that cutscene because it was freaking cool. Right?
Sure.
Nah. It's a long one, but I like it.
It's alright. It's a good start off to the
It
stream.
really is. Give people a chance to hop in.
Yeah.
We're drifting. Archer pods are cold. I'll need to rekey the system.
Do it and find out where we are. Sorry for the quick jump, Sergeant. You in one piece?
I'm good.
But my cigar.
We're fine.
Ma'am, there's an object coming into view now.
Cortana, what exactly am I looking at? That is another Halo.
Dun dun dun.
Say what?
That face is so good.
That Halo is some sort of super weapon. It is. If activated, this ring will cause destruction on a galactic scale. I want all the information you've got on the first Halo. Schematic, topography, whatever. I don't care if I have the clearance or not. Yes, ma'am. Where's our target?
I'm gonna yell into this microphone louder because the AI can't understand me.
Given what we know about this ring, it's even more important that we capture the Prophet of Regret. Find out why he came to Earth, why he came here. Chief, take first platoon. Hard drop. Secure our landing zone. Sergeant, load up 2 flights of Pelicans and follow them in.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Until I can move and fight, I'm going to keep a low profile. Once you leave the ship, you're on your own.
Understood.
Over the target in 5.
Hang on to your helmet.
So, how many of the pods are full?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
That's just where they went when they jumped. Because that just happened really fast, is all.
I don't think they all landed on the same ledge we did, though.
Yeah. It's a voodoo doll. Hello! Thank you for resubscribing.
Thank you.
Hello, hello. I was glad to see your stream earlier today. Uh-huh.
I guess so.
Why 2 though? I feel like there should be 3.
3 what?
3 launcher things, you know, it's like the whole rotating, I don't know. 3 just seems right.
2 seems fine to me. I don't know.
Well, we're all entitled to our own opinion. Maybe entitled isn't the right word, though. We all have our own opinions, and that's okay.
Wait. Oh.
Ploof. Oh, I didn't know that Zori edited like that. Your feet froze when you were streaming? Yeah. Sitting for a long time does that. Especially in the wintertime. I do not envy your weather. And you stream in like your front room, right? Do, 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 do. They've got such good music.
Yeah, it's so good in this game.
Oh, your office is an enclosed porch area. Interesting. That must be beautiful in the springtime.
I hear you. Starting off approach. Hang tight.
Oh, there's got to be a skull up here.
Inbound fence.
Right? Ooh.
More rockets.
Give it a shot.
That drops me down.
But give it a shot.
I mean, I will. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean,
Shame. Oh yeah, that sounds like your own little icebox. We have a space heater down here too, just because like
It
it
gets
gets
bad.
really cold on the first floor.
3 stories. So all the heat goes to the second and third floor.
Yeah. They're not terribly big stories though. I mean, this is a townhouse, so like we're right next to the garage, and then there's a bedroom downstairs, and that's pretty much it. So it can get very cold.
They're heading up that way.
Follow the crowd, Chief.
Yeah, I just kind of forget where I'm supposed to go. I think it's up. Is it up here?
She started talking,
Or
so
did I walk down here?
no, you've been walking uphill.
Oh wait, no. Warthog comes after I clear the area. Is what happens.
Hello. Polo's house is 90 to 100 years old, and so it is not very heat effective. Jeez. But hypothetically, it kept people alive for a good long time.
Come on, stop.
I can see why phasmophobia doesn't sit very well with you in a house like that, though. I don't think I'd be able to do it if I had an old house. They're learning. You do? Interesting. Are you comfortable talking about that? Because I find that extremely interesting. When you had to make a concession to. Concession or confession?
Here comes that ride.
A concession is like a food offering, isn't it?
I believe so.
Oh, drinking wine. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So he wasn't
I got a good view
quite
coming in.
peaceful.
It's a big building in the middle of this island's lake.
I saw it too. It looked like a temple. If I were a megalomaniac, and I'm not, that's where I'd be.
Interesting. I know next to nothing about those kind of things. It popped open a few bottles of wine you had bought when you first moved in. Interesting. You don't mind sharing, Olo, do you? Thanks, man.
Saddle up. We're moving out.
Was he able to, like,
I'm in, Jake.
did you notice any, not being drunk, but, you know, like the levels going down or anything like that? Oh, so you don't drink wine anymore. Understandable. That's pretty freaky.
What just happened?
Olo has spirits that live in his 100-year-old house, which I do not find surprising. He says that most of them have been, you know, just, what was the word he said? Benign. But one of them popped open a couple bottles of wine
Mhm.
when he first moved in, and he doesn't drink wine anymore because of it.
Oh, interesting.
What's that, Chief? Race on the far side!
Okay.
Levels went down because it spilled all over the fridge and floor. Oh, understandable. I'm guessing it's hard to grip something when you're not fully physical.
Need to know this right now?
Yeah, I can see how that would be freaky. I have an associate who works at a hotel. No, not a hotel, a museum. And for a very long time, like the new people, like none of the old workers do this job anymore. They make sure only the new people do it.
Oh,
It's okay. We'll watch this. Oh, it's so pretty.
Regarding the history of the Covenant and its glorious founding species, the San Shayum and Sanghili, the record of punished deeds would not be sufficient without a word on the Arbiter. Not the consignment of shame that it is currently, but what came before. The legendary warriors of Sanghili past.
Well, those guys definitely looked different years ago.
that was a prophet, I believe.
Yeah, but he was standing upright and not all curled over
Mhm.
with a long stringy neck.
Long before the Covenant,
Reminder that I need to sit up straight.
ruled their world with pride and vigilance, surviving the perils of both land and sea. These were the arbiters of old, part king, part judge, warrior rulers, unlike any of which would follow. When we arrived on their frontier world of Olgathon, the cost of life was severe. Led by a mighty arbiter, the Sanghili resisted our entreatment with ruthless force, leading to decades of war. We would eventually
Bomb?
triumph, of course.
Oh.
But we would not ignore the mantle of the Arbiter. Like all things, we would bend the Sanghili to our own ends. The Arbiters would become the very will of the Prophets.
Interesting.
So there were multiple.
That
Arbiter.
explains why there were so many in that cathedral as well.
That's the button I meant to push.
Nice. Olo says that he's had an old lady spirit with her cat spirit. She stands by the front where the front door used to be before the porch got enclosed. Her cat sits where his computer is, i.e. where there used to be a railing. Interesting. So are you able to see them, or do you just hear them, or like how do they manifest? It's like, oh, yep, nope, I'm out. Man. You are quite the extraordinary person, Olo. I don't know if I could do that. But yeah, my friend, he works at this. Now all I can think of is history. Museum. And in the upper storage rooms, they have a couple of skin scrolls, human skin scrolls, and a few mummies. And there's this one particular room when housekeeping goes into vacuum, like no electric stuff works in there. As soon as they cross the threshold, the vacuum dies. And they're battery charged, so they take it back to the charger and it still has 2 bars. But anytime they cross the threshold, it just dies.
Interesting.
And so all the old people, all the old workers, they won't go there anymore. And so all the new people, it's like, oh, that's weird.
So
But-
fun story.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that they dropped off a tank for me to use until maybe a few years ago. Because she would always say, "You don't want the tank." I'm like, the tank is occupied. You can't like grab things out of it, you know.
Mm-hmm. You just had to wait for somebody to get out.
Well, yeah, you had to wait for somebody to get out, but I would always destroy the tank and just take the warthog through here. It was just.
Gotcha.
Just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because the amount of stuff I missed as a kid. No. You jerk.
He beating you up in there?
Yeah, he was hijacking me.
Hello, A9. It's going all right. Cat, you know, because you used to have a cat who would hiss that corner. I see. So that same room, there was an instance where the door was locked and he was supposed to go and vacuum it. But before he did, he was doing something else, so he walked by it and checked the door, and the doorknob was like icy cold.
Interesting.
So he went to go get his other thing, was vacuuming the hallway or something, and suddenly the door just starts rattling like someone's trying to get out.
Oh,
But
geez.
there's nobody in there. And so, yeah, he doesn't go up there anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the staff have some sort of token they take with them, just because holy crap. And then there was one other instance that they told me where, like, in the broom closet, there's a poltergeist that throws things around, like, and knocks things off the shelves. Because my friend, he walked in once, and, like, some paper something that had never been disturbed before came flying at him. And it's like, oh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I'm sure you're sick of it then, A9. A9 is Canadian, and Jared says, should I say A9? He's like, that's an old joke.
I'm already sick of it.
I've been there, because with my name being Hannah, I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, like Hannah Montana? No!
Like Hannah Banana?
Like, no! Not that one either! It's just Hannah. Thank you. Were there any nicknames you grew up with that were just like,
Caleb.
oh no!
Yep. It's the worst.
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
Only the real jerks like said that, so it was pretty easy to avoid the whole situation.
Yeah.
But you can see why I wanted to change my name for so many years.
Yeah. That's rough. Kids are jerks. Are you still in the phallic stage? Because you're kind of a butthole.
Yeah.
I mean the anal stage, not phallic. Okay, embrace it. Oh, welcome in, Dre. Good to see you. Dre says that Dre is his middle name and he's hated it for most of his life. What was the changing point? I used to hate my name too, just because it felt like it was an old name, but then after a while it was like, you know, there are so many freaking Jessicas and stuff. I'm glad I have a more unique name. And then more people started using the name Hannah, and it was like, oh, come on.
Like Hannah Montana.
No.
Well, did she not use that
She did.
name?
She did.
Okay. I think I'm done with the tank at this point. For how dead it is.
Yeah. Olo says Bubba was his nickname as an infant. He got older and ripped his mom and sister a new one for using it after telling them not to. I mean, you gotta be respectful of people's names.
Yep. Oh, where do I go? No, do you know what? I think I go this way.
Okay, so Dre says no, he still hates it, but by using it, he hates it less.
Okay.
It's a unique move. Honestly. And it's definitely
They're all
unique.
pouring out of the middle. Let's get in there.
Oh, hello. Olo says for 5 years, 5th through 7th, he hated using his surname, so he kept using his mom's maiden name instead. I understand that. I kept my maiden name as my middle name just because it was so cool.
Oh, controls here.
I have a cousin who gives her sons 2 middle names so that when they marry, their wives can keep their all of their names, and it's not weird because then they all have 4 names and it's cool.
Pelican inbound. Let's clear a landing zone.
A lot of it stemmed from hating your father, yeah. I had a friend who her father was just awful, and so she after her mom and dad got divorced, they changed back to the mother's maiden name. But then the second son, who had
Could you mute the mic and tell me who it is?
Sure. The second kid, who had like no memory of the father, decided to start using the father's name, and oh man, she was so pissed at him. And just, you know, eventually she let it drop, but it was just like, how could you do that? You know, it's like, you don't even know the guy. But that's a psychoanalysis for another stream. Sure. I mean, it's honestly, we should just have like weekly get-togethers, just like private conversations in Discord or something. Let people just talk. I think that might be fun. Maybe that's just the nurse in me, you know, where it's like, tell me about your problems. Just let it out. It's okay. Yeah, kind of a just chatting, but, you know, if the conversations got personal, it'd be one where it's like, hey, can I join you, instead of just people being able to jump right in.
I'm not
Bye,
used to the
Jekyll.
controls so much.
You always bring me to such nice places.
And how does that make you feel, Olo? People joke about that as the line that therapists use, but honestly, that's what it really boils down to, because everyone sees different things in different ways.
I think it's
And
more made
nobody's-
fun of because of corporate America
Maybe.
not wanting to deal with other people's problems. Like, you're here to work, you know.
Don't tell me about your failings, Johnson!
Johnson! Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's
Nah.
where I think it kind of came from.
Yeah. That probably definitely has something to do with it. I mean, America's messed up as it is, but, you know, you get 2 sick days a year. If you're sick for more than 2 days, you're fired. As if that's going to help your mental health. I hope things start turning around. I mean, there's societies that function so much better than ours.
A9 could probably tell us how Canada works and if we want to get closer to that or not.
Yeah. Canada sounds really nice, honestly. If you can deal with all the snow. Hello, Zarakti. Good to see you again. Olo says that management does an okay job in taking into account people's feelings.
Yeah, no, they do. I think I have a really good manager that I really like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he cares about you personally.
Yeah, I think so. At least I believe he does. And if it's not the case, then he's definitely
Got us fooled.
got us fooled. Yeah.
It's odd. The Covenant know we made landfall, but they don't seem to consider us a very serious threat. Boy, are they in for it.
Maybe. Nope.
Seems like an awful lot of metal to shoot down one gun. A9 says that Canada is pretty good with that sort of thing, though it's not perfect.
What would you say the downsides are?
Honor guard.
It's a good thing his hand-eye coordination sucks.
It's a good thing I have like infinite shields.
Their armor's pretty darn cool, though.
Whoops.
Have a fancy belt buckle. Pseudo says that he had a job that threatened to fire him for being sick when it was the food they were feeding him that gave him food poisoning.
Hey, do you work in Utah?
Specifically where my husband works, because that was the case for
Yeah.
years.
Well, I stopped eating there because it would be once a week I would get food poisoning
Yep.
because of it. Just like
It's just bad.
I'm not a picky eater. Like I would only eat the food that I would like, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I would, it would just like hurt, and then I'd be on the toilet for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And everybody else who, just ate it regularly because that's just what you did.
Cutscene.
Wait, go back. That's what I thought you said. The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
I shall light this holy ring, release its cleansing flame, and burn a path into the divine beyond.
Pretty much.
Commander,
I love how his mouth flaps, even though he was speaking a different language, still lined up.
Yeah.
The index to activate the ring. I've located a library similar to the one you found on the first Halo. If the rings work the same way, the index should be inside.
I'll bet the Covenant are thinking the exact same thing.
Then we better beat them to it, Sergeant. Extract your men and meet me at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll secure the index, Chief. You take out the Prophet. He's given us all the intel we need.
So good.
Mm-hmm. So he wants to activate Halo now because it's the closest one to Earth and wants to just get rid of us, sort of thing?
Whoops.
Pseudo says that it was just next door in Wyoming. Sure splat a lot.
You know what? This field of view is not working for me.
Okay.
Video.
Taking sick days as a nurse was interesting too, because a lot of, well, particularly where we live, there is a shortage of nurses. And so it's the whole thing where it's like, if you are sick, you need to find a replacement. And so it's like, well, I'm puking my guts out. And they're like, well, you either have to have a doctor's note or you have to come in and have a nurse assess you. It's like, okay, but that's, you know, kind of an infection risk, but whatever, here you go. They became more understandable once COVID broke out. You know, it's like, you have a fever? Maybe stay home, you know, just in case.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge shift overnight, really, for us, because you only worked weekends.
Yeah.
I need to turn the graphics down because apparently it cannot be handled if you think so.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Olo says that there's a shortage of nurses in Iowa too because they don't get paid crap.
I mean, it's countrywide.
Yeah. It's really hard because, like, nurses, they take the fall for everything. Like, you have to listen to exactly what the doctor says, but then if you don't do what he wants instead of what he says, then you get in trouble. If a doctor is on call and you call them, they're pissed. And it's like, dude, I wouldn't be calling to chat. I'm calling because I have a dying patient and I need orders, please. You know, I can't tell you how many times I called doctors and they were like, what is it? I'm having dinner with my wife. This had better be good. It's like, thanks, doc. This is what I need. This is what's happening. Can I do this? Yes. Don't call me again. It's like, dude, you're on call. You have no choice in this matter.
Yeah, where did we go?
And Olo says, then the nurses get burned out because of all the stupidity with scheduling. Yes. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts, and I much prefer 3 12-hour shifts to 5 8-hour shifts. That's just, it takes up so much time.
Ooh.
Had a couple Jekylls out there eating lunch, looking at the water.
I guess so. Okay, so I came in one of these doors.
It was like tandem. Ooh.
Yeah. Doesn't happen often.
No. I'm not certain on this, but like if Nav and I are playing a game together and we see something at the same time, we probably don't have push to talk pushed, but we might make very similar sounds.
You probably do.
Ooh.
I'm good. Okay, so the question is, where? Oh, okay.
Follow the guns.
Well, you come over here and then
Stuff happens. Oh. Welcome.
So I figured out I might have the graphics card powered, not able to get enough power.
Oh. When you switched out the stuff?
No, because of the way I wired it up initially.
Oh. So is that fixed now then?
No, I need to redo it. I didn't learn it until after I put the computer back together.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's just an interesting thing I found out.
I don't
Yeah.
want to give away my position, so I'm rerouting a few stragglers back to you. I apologize. These Pelicans are all the support you're gonna get. Understood, ma'am.
At least she's kind about it. Suda says we had a doctor that did that to us when my 89-year-old grandfather started having a fever towards the start of the pandemic. He was incredibly rude to us.
I have a friend that is going to medical school, and he's always been a fantastic person, but I hope he doesn't get jaded.
Yeah. Well,
Because that would be sad, because it would change fundamentally who he is.
Mm-hmm.
The gondola's launching from the far
And when he
tower.
came over and was watching movies with us that one time, I let him know it's like, be kind to your nurses.
Yeah.
They are your saviors, you know.
I know there are good doctors out there, but man,
There's a lot of buttholes too.
yeah.
Although I was asking Jared if the whole tandem sounds between me and Nab happens, because he's like watching
Oh, he watches
streams all the
those streams.
time. And he's like, Nab doesn't have low latency, so you can't. So that triangle ship thing, not that one, but the other one, that big one there.
That's where we're going.
Yeah, that's a profit ship?
No, that's
Good.
just the center of the lake.
Well, but that same looking thing was
in the
the
video.
ship for the Sanghili when the prophets went to Sanghili.
It's a different shape. It's a triangle.
Mm.
I hate these things so much.
Who gave the beetle a gun?
This lake couldn't have been formed by volcanic action, which means it was either built this way on purpose or was created by some other cataclysmic event. I'm sorry. Were you trying to kill something?
This isn't a natural formation. Is that signs of her kind of already overthinking things, do you think?
I don't know. I don't think anything really happens until she meets, what's his face?
Gravemind?
Gravemind. So not a lot happens between here and... Not a lot happens between here and the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
When she meets Gravemind, that's cool, but, you know,
Yeah,
it's between Halo 2 and 3.
when she starts going a bit bonkers. I'm surprised they haven't started trying to shoot you back. It's like, oh yeah, there's just bullets whizzing by my head, no biggie. How did he survive a shot to that face? Nice. Imagine being one of the other soldiers coming in behind you, seeing Master Chief standing like twice as tall as a jackal, and beating up all four of them with his fists. They must look like toddlers compared to him.
I work with toddlers.
Swear it. I work with toddlers.
I'm supposed to push a button. Pretty sure.
Squeal. Yes, I do. I live with toddlers and they're so sweet. Most of the time when they're not beating each other.
That connects these towers to the outlying structures. Looks like we're going down. Unless you prefer to swim.
Yeah, last night it was them playing in the shower at 8 p.m. And tonight it was the youngest trying to cuddle the eldest and the eldest retaliating by punching him. Because that's the best route.
Yay!
They were just gonna go get a coffee. Ooh, we gonna get a Jekyll in the doors?
Yes.
Ah, but it didn't do anything.
Not yet. Nope.
Darn.
This looks so much better than it used to.
Yeah.
I've intercepted a secure transmission from Regret's carrier.
All
to
that
something
light.
called High Charity. It seems to be a formal apology to the prophets of truth and mercy. Apparently, Regret jumped the gun when he attacked Earth. He's asking the other prophets to forgive his premature arrival, arguing that no human presence was foretold. That explains why there were so few ships in his fleet. But it's odd a prophet would have such bad intel about his enemy's homeworld.
Fish through the frame.
The whole staring and heavy breathing thing doesn't really work for me.
Duly noted.
I've never heard that one before.
Magic fish.
Of course, I go all the way around.
You got long legs, it's alright.
Yeah.
Oh, that fish came up and popped air through the glass too. I think we'll call it a Jared fish. Yep. The Victoria Clipper.
Is that a Seattle thing?
Yeah. It played on the radio all the freaking time. It was a ship that would go up to Alaska, I believe.
Oh, jeez. Okay. For old people.
I guess. I remember the ditties. The Victoria Clipper, take it away.
Well, it's like if it's on radio, it's for
yeah.
old people.
Yeah. But then I took a rocket launcher to the back.
Wow, ugly and stupid. What a combo.
She loves her job, doesn't she?
Well, she gets a lot of sarcasm from a lot of guys.
Yep. Oh, is it Victoria in Canada? Yeah, it might go up to Canada, actually. Victoria in Canada.
Still for old people.
I don't know. If you go and tour the Bouchard Gardens, I'm sure that'd be fun. Just go see all the colors. That might not be your thing, but... I did go to Niagara Falls. I crossed over the bridge, walked around Canada for like 10 minutes, and then went back home.
Oh.
So my
I think I might have too, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was like 16 at the time. And so it's just kind of like, oh, that doesn't look too different. It's like, well, no, duh. America's like half a mile that way, you idiot. Of course it's not going to look that different.
One thing I do miss about Washington, though, is all the water. This is very reminiscent of Washington for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I went underwater for a lot of things. It's just
Regrets carrier just
this
received
was
his
made
rose
in.
from high charity. A very
You experienced
Yeah,
it in Washington,
yeah,
too.
experienced it in Washington. It was influenced by the weather there because Microsoft owned this franchise or owns this franchise, right?
That you shall be spared a public display of our contempt is thanks only to Mercy and his wise counsel. Truth, mercy, regret. 3 prophet hierarchs. Killing regret should shake up the covenant leadership. But frankly, it sounds like you might be doing Truth a favor.
I'm not sure what you're trying to reference there, Olo, or the blind. Or the blind. Pseudo says Victoria is nice if you're interested in cities. Slurp. Oh, Olo says that radio ads are for the blind as well.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Yep. Because they sure as heck aren't watching TV. I don't know, some of them might.
I don't know. I think there's an accessibility feature where they describe what's going on, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, when we were kids, that wasn't around though. So they probably, I don't know. I had a few patients that were blind. They listened to game shows mostly though.
Well, you would generally buy these things separately in the past, but
It's a feature now.
It's a feature now. It's actually really cool. And I hadn't even considered that the radio is for the blind. That's something I've never seen before.
Oh, that was fantastic. Hey man, let me hit you right. Yeah, Pseudo says that audio description is fairly standard for Netflix now.
Pretty cool stuff.
Olo says that his paternal grandparents are both blind. His grandma only had one channel on the TV. Only has one channel. The TV stays on for her soaps. His grandpa uses radio for sports games.
Huh.
A9. Who needs jetpacks when you have a bug? Hoverboards are a thing. They're just insectile.
Ooh, shotgun.
Yes.
Should probably get rid of this. Okay.
It's a good thing you don't need
Shoddy
to go the way it
snipers.
was, though. Sniper shotties. Shots.
Ah, here we go.
I shouldn't laugh at people getting shot in the face, but
The way I did it,
sometimes
it's
it's
kinda
pretty
funny.
funny. Bonk. Almost there.
How's it going, you two? So far, so good. We're approaching the main temple now.
Bye bye, guys.
Roger that.
Have fun.
The library
I
like
feel
you
bad.
said, there's some sort of barrier. We're trying to find a way around it. I'll keep you
Oh
posted.
no. He sure has a lot of blood in him. Yeah, A9. Well, those guys are dead.
Well, they're gonna die anyway as soon as I get over there.
Spoilers.
If I haven't spoiled the trilogy yet, I don't know what will.
looks empty till it's not.
Come on.
Jeez. Almost 2 with 1.
Almost 2 with 1. That would have been dope.
Mm-hmm. Was that an accident, you blowing them up on the stairs?
Nope. Yes, it was. Yeah, sorry. It was an accident that the rocket follows the trajectory of your aiming versus what I actually shot at.
Which was an empty turret?
Yeah.
Lone Tinker asks, aren't most of the soldiers that follow you ending up dead?
Yeah, they'd die anyway.
They're not special super soldiers.
Looks so good.
That's the largest Covenant fleet I've ever seen.
Holy crap.
The largest anyone's ever seen. Get inside the temple and kill regret before it can stop us.
Quick, duck and cover. Run right at him.
The Covenant fleet has launched multiple waves of phantoms. Too many for me to track, and we don't have much time.
Hello.
There are honor guards all over you. Watch your back.
At least Sangheli Honor Guard are more than just pretty outfits, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of Honor Guard nowadays are... Hello.
There's the target. Take him out.
He just looks so shocked that you shot him in the face.
Bad news. The phantoms are turning around. The fleet is preparing to fire on our position. We need to get out of here.
So cool.
So many cool shots. I think we'd be sinking faster than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that line is awesome. I could see that being like a zombie villain thing, you know. Wow. So pretty.
So much different.
that the heretic?
This is unprecedented. Unacceptable.
No.
Hierarch is dead, Commander.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was within our grasp if you had not withdrawn our phantoms.
Are you questioning my decision?
No, Holy One. I only wish to express my concern that the brutes...
Recommissioning the guard was a radical step. But recent events have made it abundantly clear that the elites can no longer guarantee our safety.
I shall relay your decision to the Council.
Politics, how tiresome. Do you know, Arbiter, the elites have threatened to resign. Quit the High Council.
I thought the Arbiter's armor was gold. That's why I'm like, what the heck?
We have always been your protectors.
These are trying times for all of us.
Even as the humans' annihilation filled us with satisfaction, the loss of one of the sacred rings racked our hearts with grief.
Putting aside our sorrow, we renewed our faith in the prophecy that other rings would be found, and see how our faith has been rewarded.
Halo, its divine wind will rush through the stars, propelling all who are worthy along the path to salvation.
How to start this process? For ages we searched for one who might unlock the secrets of the ring. And with your help, we found it.
With appropriate humility, we plied the oracle with questions, and it, with clarity and grace, has shown us the key.
You will journey to the surface of the ring and retrieve this sacred icon. With it, we shall fulfill our promise
Salvation for all.
and begin the great journey.
Once the shield is down, we will head straight to the library. I do not wish to keep the hierarchs waiting. The human that killed the Prophet of Regret. Who was it? Who do you think? The demon is here? Why? Looking for a little payback? Retrieving the icon is my only concern. Of course.
Yeah, but they're so in denial about it. Lone Tinker says, I think he means death for all, not salvation.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember if they know or not.
It's a 2-for-1. Can't have salvation if you're not dead. What the heck is that? What the heck is that thing?
I think it's one of the pick up and carry things.
But it was gonna kill him. Olo makes a good point. There's a reason death cults are still out there. And then Olo also wanted to have it clarified. So you killed the Prophet of Regret, but his ship was going to glass it while he was still in there? I mean, he was trying to
the
trigger.
phantoms were coming to kill him or whatever, defend him.
Yeah, to kill us.
We don't really know.
But then we killed him anyway.
Yeah. This took me so long to figure out the first time. Those pistons. I think on normal you have to shoot them. But on easy you can just hold X.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool, honestly, that the difference between easy and medium and hard actually is more than just how hard are the enemies to kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it was this time. But it's usually not too... I don't know. It's not too differentiated. Usually.
A9 says the prophets know what the rings do, but I don't think anyone else knows.
Scary thing! Run away!
It would be interesting to know for sure. I mean, I'm sure that the Sangheli and the Grunts don't know. The Brutes, I think, just wanted to overthrow the Sangheli, and so they were just, doing whatever the prophets told them to gain favor. Yeah, Suna says this level gets to be a bit of a slog. Don't mind us, just pushing buttons.
That's about right.
Good thing this thing's tracking system sucks. Oh, I can't tell which way this thing is moving. Oh my gosh, did it just go left? I thought it was going right.
Yeah, they gotta make it fun. They gotta make it fun for us to play. So I don't criticize the bad shooting, because it's really just moving pixels, and as long as I'm moving around and I can't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's still fun. I just think it's funny sometimes where it's like it's this big robot that's programmed to protect things.
One thing that I've always found weird about this level, though, is that they give you 78 shots when you start, which is only it's only a third of a magazine. And I can't refill to it, even though I touched a carbine,
Mm-hmm. Oleg points out it was designed to deal with mass troops, not a single enemy. You use different moves when you're fighting half a dozen people than when you only have to be worried about one. If anyone knows that quote, I'll be very pleased.
What was the quote?
It was, you use different moves when you're fighting half a dozen people than when you only have to be worried about one.
Yeah, I don't know what that is at all.
I don't think you've ever watched it all the way through.
One of those movies.
Yeah. Yay! Olo got it! It's Physic from The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah, no, I've never watched it. What? I get it from the chat, everybody.
A9 says that the Jackal snipers do auto headshots on Legendary.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've ever beaten Halo 2.
That makes me so happy. I'm glad you got it, although. I started trying to read the book to my eldest. Oh. And it might take a little bit because, we haven't quite gotten to the action part yet. And I read Howl's Moving Castle to him before that, and so he's like, "Mom, can we read Howl's Moving Castle again?" It's like,
did you read
just
it to him again?
It. I read the first chapter to him again, and then he hasn't bothered me about it since.
Can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered. Oh, that's fun. I should listen to more things when going to sleep. I used to have music playing all the time. But, another thing that can get me to relax and go to sleep very quickly is when you're reading books or something to me.
Yeah.
You just have such a soothing voice.
I'm super chill.
Maybe get you reading some audiobooks. Start with the self-help books.
Help yourself. Arbiter failed. They'll never recover the armor. Ever.
Olo says he usually has documentaries going to fill the silence.
Whoops.
Run away! I really enjoy listening to podcasts, but I think I need to reorient my days and the way that I spend my time with my kids so that I can actually make time for it. I've made some progress.
Let's try and just make this.
I think that the way that they did the grunts in this one are a little bit freakier because, like, in the first one they're just kind of like flailing their arms all around, but in this reskinning they just kind of not really shamble, but it just is a little bit more disturbing the way that they move. Where in this one, it's kind of like they're a ticking time bomb just kind of wandering. And you actually want to be quiet around them. But in the other one, it was just like... And monster.
I'm trying to figure out where I need to go. Is it back here?
Well, there's more people, so... It looks like you're going the right way.
Yeah, I just can't remember what hole I need to jump down. Because this one also took me forever. Till I get over here, and then...
See, and now we've got the changing atmosphere that they mentioned in the first game.
Right. Definitely a lot different. One thing I don't like is that when they jump at you, they like take less damage if you're shooting them.
That's an odd mechanic. No worries, although it's okay. Soprano choral. You've got a decent falsetto.
Until it breaks. Every time. This really is a cool level, though, because you can kind of see your progression as you go along.
Mm-hmm. Slide! I definitely like the skin texture better in this one. Because it actually looks like he's got skin.
Yeah.
Olive says, don't ever ask me to sing, your ears will bleed.
Yeah.
Humming will do, humming will do.
As I've seen these speedrunners just run past everything, I know you don't have to kill everything, and I'm fighting it. Because I used to, like... This would be like an hour and a half level if you try to kill everything.
Hmm. Very cool. Their environments are awesome.
I almost shot him right in the face.
Yeah. Nobody would have blamed you. Cool. Right. It's that guy with the needler.
Oh my gosh, really?
You got some airtime there.
I did.
Give me a sword. Weird.
They randomly spawn.
Hmm. Well, that's unfortunate.
It really is. It's okay. There's plenty of shotgun ammo.
Yeah, but they can reanimate in this one.
Yeah, but it's... I got something. That doesn't make him impossible to fight, you know?
Yeah.
You guys spawned out of nowhere.
The scientific side of my brain just kicked in and was like, they shouldn't be able to make those sounds. They don't have any vocal cords. And
Do they not? I mean, they...
I think they use, well, Gravemind has a giant mouth, but the little guys, they definitely don't have the depth to be able to make that deep of a sound. And they're not even, they might be able to do it with the human ones, but the Sanghili ones, their heads are flopping off to the side. So they're not using that.
Well, I mean, just because your head's flopping off to the side doesn't mean you don't have the vocal cords.
It just indicates that they're not using that area, and pushing air out through vocal cords seems like something they would not bother doing. I don't know. That's just where my mind went. Nice. Death from above and below. He just redid that guy. That was mildly creepy. Just
They're
it
just
standing
hanging out
there.
Yeah.
Olo says gas splatters. The air being inhaled, exhaled through an orifice creates the noise depending on the diameter. That's true. It's just that kind of roaring, you know. I mean, because, like, you can blow into a glass bottle and it'll make a sound, but it's not a roar.
Yeah. I guess it's the grunts making sound with their flatulence.
Giant bubbles of methane.
This zone is a sacred icon critical to the great journey. I must find it. We shall cut into the heart of this infestation, retrieve the icon, and burn any flood that stand in our way.
I like that guy.
Our sight is not to be trifled with. I hope you know what you're doing. Forward, warriors, and fear not pain or death. Go, officer. I'll follow when our reinforcements arrive.
Ooh, that's a new one. Oh, this is their equivalent of a tank, isn't it?
No, it's their equivalent of a warthog.
Oh, okay.
Agony and torment.
Jared said, wait, did it just say objects and mirrors may be larger than they appear?
Yeah. The
level thing?
Yeah, the level thing. They usually said something clever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call it clever or just like, oh, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah, well, like, returning the bomb was return to sender. And, you know, little clever quips. And Ola says it looks more like a puma rather than a warthog.
I mean, it has a turret and we drive it, and there's only one passenger seat. The only thing that, I don't know, it lines up perfectly with the warthog.
Yeah. Is there a vehicle called a puma in this game?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It is a much sleeker design, though, but then all of the Covenant's designs are a lot more sleek. Olo says it's an RVB reference.
What?
Red versus blue.
Oh, I see. I never watched those. I think I watched one episode, and I probably started on like episode 7 kind of thing, way back in the day.
Yeah, just bowl them over. Boing. Holy crap. I must say, the last thing that I expected to see was a warthog. Jeez. With the music vamped up, this is a very different game.
Yeah, for sure. Eh.
Kablamo.
No, I don't want to ride Inspector. I want to drive the Spectre. Now get in the back.
Come on, puppy. Well, if they don't want to hop on.
I guess we'll get a different ride. Which is probably going to be like right here.
The tank.
Okay then, that's not a friendly.
Enemy of our lord.
Whew, you almost
That's
got me.
close.
Almost got me.
There's so much light with these kind of weapons that sometimes it's hard for me to track what's been left behind and what's not.
Hmm. Crap.
Oof. Run away!
Most definitely.
Oh boy. Amazing how much damage you can do to a tank with your bare hands.
I won't question it. No.
Oh, that's what it does. Okay.
No.
No. Alright, we'll zoom as fast as
Oh,
you
it's
can.
right
I
there.
guess.
Is that something? Gotta be kidding me. It was all the way here this the whole time.
Wait, did it jump you forward?
No. Wait, did I come out of here?
I don't know. I'm kind of lost.
Guess we'll find out. I think so. I'm going backwards.
Are you?
Maybe not.
Oh, I went down real easy. Yeah, this is the right way.
I am back though. I just went really fast through here with the scepter.
Yeah. But you are not traveling backwards.
Yeah, which is good. Get wrecked, bro. It's like I'll just kill myself.
Guess I'll die. Kablooey.
Jerk.
Ow, ow.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Jeez. Lots of close calls.
Thank
Oh,
goodness for
good.
that checkpoint.
So you were like right next to it. I could have sworn you came this far.
I did. And I died, but that scorpion was there the whole time. I just chose to pick up a different scorpion.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you hit a checkpoint here.
No,
And
I don't think I did.
I just saw it.
I did, yes, but
What I'm saying is I could have sworn that you had gotten as far as you would need to go to get that checkpoint the last time.
yes, I did. It just didn't trigger.
Yeah. Yep. You fry the big fish first. Oh, hello. Speaking of big fish.
And now I'm to this point, which I went into the next area, but I didn't get a short or checkpoint
Mm-hmm.
until this run through.
I wonder if it's like buggy with the vehicle or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Nice.
This is the end of the line for the vehicle anyway.
Hmm. I was thinking something similar, although he says the library's on fire, like old Alexandria.
Hmm. I never thought of that before, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I liked your shadow there. That was really cool.
Ooh.
Mm.
It is most unusual that in all the exploits of these arbiters, you never mention their role in choosing their missions of redemption.
There is no role, Oracle. Once one of our commanders becomes an arbiter, it belongs to the hierarchs.
These hierarchs, they are the same high prophets who control all the holy relics you collect from my time?
The same.
And they use these relics to build your new weapons and bring you the word of your gods?
It has always been so.
Interesting. Am I a holy relic?
I do not understand.
Because I am certainly not a god. I am a tool as is this mining platform you stand upon, as was the installation that once orbited the planet. The Forerunner's technology is lasting and indeed quite powerful, but I'm quite certain they would have told me if I was infused with some kind of divine power. I suspect some of your prophets may have been quite aware of how much divine inspiration tools such as myself could provide. And you never questioned these proclamations. Even your mightiest warriors, these arbiters, never questioned?
Questioning was what brought shame to the word arbiter long ago, Oracle.
How disappointing.
I fear now that there are many questions we should have been asking for a long, wrong time.
I would be more than happy to answer any such questions, but I have a few more for you. Continue your tale of these arbiters.
So it was the Oracle that, I guess, changed his mind.
Yeah, Guilty Spark just in
Yeah.
asking questions opened his mind to, oh, I don't know exactly what I believe anymore. And also, it probably just told him the knowledge of, yeah, these will wipe out all life. It's not gonna transcend you into some holy journey. It's just gonna kill y'all.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that, though, is you... Usually you tell, like, somebody, a religious person, I guess such as myself, you know, that God isn't real, like, and you deny it, right? But he was willing to accept the answers that were given to him from somebody, which is not necessarily normal.
Well, I think the main reason why is because the thing that was giving him answers is supposed to be a holy object, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
It's kind of like when kids finally realize that their parents are just people, not all-knowing beings.
Yeah.
Usually it's not a... well, I mean, he didn't, like, lash out against Guilty Spark, but, you know, he didn't fully accept everything that he had been taught, which bothered the prophets. If you are not ignorant, you're of no use. Me and thinking in pictures, it's like if someone told you that a chihuahua, like you'd never seen a dog before, and they are like, a chihuahua is this great, terrifying beast that stands 50 feet tall with venomous teeth, and then, you know, you go and you find one and it's like, you're not a chihuahua. He's like, yeah, I am. You know, but
Right, yeah.
reverse roles. Although says the funny thing about faith, you never really know if whatever afterlife you have faith in exists.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned this while we were eating right before this, but it's difficult, like, to accept or reject what you know or what you believe, because it's like, the thing about faith is you don't actually see anything. You can't, well, at least with our religion, you can't prove that God is there.
But you also can't prove that he's not.
Yeah, which is very frustrating for people who don't believe. trying to, I guess, save you. I don't know how that works
Yeah.
in their heads, but
What bothers me is when people are so adamant that their unproven faith is the right one, and that you're going to be
or
damned.
lack of it, yeah.
Yeah, and that you're either being stupid or that you're gonna be damned because you're not believing in the right thing. And like ultimately, if your belief is making you a better person, keep believing what you believe.
Yeah. I don't think that's the problem atheists have, or people that are not of your religion have with you. What the problem is when a church is taking advantage of its members.
Yeah. And then, whoop.
Okay.
Olo says, for all the people know, the rings will dissolve the flesh of now, and ascend your spirit to that next plane.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And Jared says, the funny thing is, me and Pseudo are also talking about death right now. Oh yeah? You're in a voice channel somewhere. I mean, it's a really interesting subject, just hearing other people's thoughts on it. And me being a nurse, like, I'm not, well, my religion kind of helps with it too, but like, I don't fear death. I fear more what people do around another person's death.
The closest thing I come to fearing death is not being able to provide for my kids at this age.
Yeah.
So give it a few more years when I know they won't be necessarily taken advantage of 100%.
Yeah.
And anxiety on that will probably drop.
Further along we get. The older they get, the less they'll need us.
Which is a big thing, why you want family.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can to keep the flood off your back.
Playing Minecraft. Awesome.
The higher-ups do not look kindly on failure. But I grow restless without a target. Look, up ahead. The parasite gathers for the task.
You see what I did there?
Did you just take his sword?
No, I took his needler and gave him a 50 sword, gave him his needler, and took his 100 sword.
Good trade. Good trade.
Not like it matters for them.
Well, the guy with the needler's like, heck yeah, I want a beam sword. And the other guy's like, yeah, I prefer needlers anyway.
Oh boy.
That was interesting. Olo says, the only fear of death I have is how it would affect the lives of my family if I take my life. Otherwise, I would have no fear of death itself. So it sounds like suicide has crossed your mind a few times.
I mean, hasn't it? Most people do.
Most people, yeah. I mean, I think most everybody has thought about suicide from time to time. It's having a plan and feeling initiative to do so. But that makes sense because I think that we've discussed having semicolon tattoos before. Holy crap. You're lucky those beam swords don't slice you in half like stray grunt shots. Yeah, Olo says that's why I have "you're not allowed to quit" tattooed on his arm. I mean, you've been through a lot of crap. I know that it is probably from At certain times, it probably feels easier to just let it all go. I had postpartum depression after my firstborn, and Windows seemed like a good option sometimes. I could see myself doing it, but I never, like, started pursuing it, you know? It'd be the kind of thing where it's like, why am I thinking that? And then, you know, go about my day. Squish. But yeah, that hasn't happened for a good long while. Probably about 3 years. 3.5.
It didn't
maybe.
happen really after the second one, did it?
No, and that's...
Would you say that's because you were busy or because it just didn't happen?
Well, it's hard to say. Being a mother of one, you know, you have a lot of life changes going on, and, you know, my own personal issues where I never felt like I was good enough for different reasons. You know, I'm always very hard on myself. Or at least I definitely was back then. Oh no!
I'm pretty sure one of my own guys killed me.
He'll never say anything. But with the first child, I think this has something to do with it, but I'm not entirely sure. With the first kid, I had an epidural, and so, like, there's different chemicals that are released during certain parts of labor. And when you have an epidural, it kind of messes with it. With the second, I did it all natural without any painkillers. And, you know, I healed a lot faster. My mental state was a lot better. I think that was the biggest thing, you know. But childbirth is something that really varies from case to case. I mean, I would encourage people to try and do it as naturally as they can. But like I literally could not have had my first child if I did not get an epidural.
Right. You were not relaxed.
I could not relax at all. But, like, as soon as I had it, this is not the case with a lot of women, but as soon as I got the epidural...
See, he killed me.
He did. He's like, oops. Moving on.
I'm going to let them, all the flood, kill my guys.
Olo says, my, quote, religion, unquote, is a focus on the now and how you perceive it, which includes the emotional impact. Death is just another perception of life that is wholly unknown and unquantifiable and unstudyable. In the words of...
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. It's like, and I don't think that death is something that should really be feared. It's like, as Peter Pan said, you know, death to die would be an awfully great adventure. It's like, you don't know what's beyond that. But to find out will be cool. If there's nothing, you won't know. And if there is something, you will.
Because you couldn't stop it either way. Because life will happen whether you want it to or not.
Hey, be careful.
Yeah.
I feel like they got a lot smarter.
Maybe.
Do the flood go in, like, not packs, but colonies?
They kind of flood a room, if you know what I mean.
Ha 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 ha. I mean, like, do they share intelligence between things? So, like,
Yeah,
all
through
the
the great
events.
mind, I believe.
So the ones on the first Halo ring, know everything. Well, the ones here know everything that happened on the first Halo ring.
Maybe. I don't know if it's that quite big of a hive mind. Just a feeling I get. I could be totally wrong, but my thought is the. Oh boy.
Yeah, don't go falling. Don't go falling down that hole. Well, it says there's no heaven/hell, no defecation of individuals, no sacrifice needed for absolution. Yeah, just it is what it is.
I feel that there's a need, but
For
a sacrifice needed to, enter heaven. But I believe that has already happened, right? But just because somebody else doesn't believe that doesn't mean they can't find a lot of meaning in life and happiness even.
Yeah.
Without it, like it's just not a thing.
Yeah.
That you need to lose just because you don't believe.
I'm kind of in the headspace right now where it's like if I didn't believe in a heaven or hell, then it's like, yeah, there's no need for a sacrifice of any kind. But if I was kind of on the platform where it's like there is a heaven and hell, just a sacrifice could be just, abstaining from certain things that you perceive as wrong, where other people might be, oh no, just go and indulge yourself, the whole Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing.
Yeah.
So close.
You know, your father never asked me for help either.
The index is secure.
Doesn't seem very secure. Just in a belt loop.
Alpha exit. You hear me, Marines? We got trouble. How you doing?
She had 2 guns in the first
Johnson, you all right? Johnson!
version of this. It just is way more believable.
It's like the opposite of Thor's hammer.
Hierarchs will be pleased. Nikon is my responsibility. Was your responsibility. Now it is mine.
He just likes to waltz right in right when all the fighting's done, huh?
Grace. And I, Tartarus, chieftain of the brutes, will send you to it. And the prophets learn of this. That they will take your head when they learn. Fool. They ordered me to do it.
Well, that changes things in his eyes, I'm sure. Lolo says exactly. Life is what it is. Guilt is a natural emotion. Should you want to absolve yourself of that guilt, you can work towards that in a matter of how you see fit.
Yep, that's well said. Something I agree with.
Whee! Time for the get-together!
After this, we can... we'll turn it off and finish it tomorrow, maybe. Because I don't think we'd finish till midnight.
Right. Hello! Arbiter.
Relax. I'd rather not piss this thing off.
This one is machine and nerve, and has its mind concluded. This one is but flesh and faith, and is the more deluded. Kill me or release me, parasite. But do not waste my time with talk. There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time.
So many teeth.
I shall talk, and you shall listen.
Greetings. I am 2401 Penitent Tangent. I am the monitor of installation 05.
And I am the Prophet of Regret, Council of Most High, Hierarch of the Covenant.
A reclaimer? Here? At last. We have much to do. This facility must be activated if we are to control this outbreak.
Stay where you are. Nothing can be done until my sermon is complete.
This installation has a successful utilization record of 1.2 trillion simulated in one action. It is ready to fire on demand.
Of all the objects our lords left behind, there are none so worthless as these oracles. They know nothing of the great journey.
And you know nothing about containment. You have demonstrated complete disregard for even the most basic protocols.
This one's containment. And this one's great journey are the same. Your prophets have promised you freedom from a doomed existence, but you will find no salvation on this ring. Those who built this place knew what they wrought. Do not mistake their intent, or all will perish as they did before.
This thing is right. Halo is a weapon. Your prophets are making a big mistake.
Your ignorance already destroyed one of the sacred rings, Stephen. It shall not harm another. If you will not hear the truth, then I will show it to you.
I wonder if he sheds mouths.
Still time to stop the key from turning. But first it must be found. You will search one likely spot, and you will search another. Fate had us meet as foes, but this ring will make us brothers.
We are, all of us, gravely concerned. The release of the parasite was unexpected, unfortunate, but there is no need to panic. In truth, this is a time to rejoice. A moment that all the Covenant should savor. For the sacred icon has been found. With it, our path is clear, our entry into the divine beyond guaranteed. The great journey is nigh, and nothing, not even the flood, can stop it.
Oops.
Kill the demon.
Man, they got the faces for the old people down pat.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
What?
that's just they call it grave mine, I guess. Oh, okay.
That's the cutscene. I mean, it's the cutscene before
Well,
this
no,
level.
it's yeah,
So.
right.
So, what kind of power was that? Like, he teleported them.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. You have a heart thing on your stream. Is that?
Yeah, so that's the sticker party. People can use money to put a sticker on stream, And if we get to a certain amount, then everyone can use stickers and loud music plays. And
Oh, I see.
yeah. All right, let's see. Well, it's Valheim again, you guys. You ready for more vanilla? I'll send you over to Zori.
Have fun, everybody.
Bye.